Hi, I'm Trayton,
I'm Kylie.
and this is our presentation for the collaboration as an approach for conflict management. The topic of conflict management among teams is widely discussed, and there are many differing opinions as to which conflict management approach is the most effective. When it comes to finding the most effective approach for your team, you first need to understand what conflict is, the source of the conflict, the type of conflict, and the best approach to handling the conflict. We argue that across all conflict types and sources, collaboration is the most effective and long-term approach to managing conflict. Conflict management overview. In the article for the Oxford Research Encyclopedia of Psychology, Eligobar defined conflict as a common definition of conflict argues that there is a conflict between two or more parties, individuals, or groups if at least one of them is offended or feels bothered by the other. Conflict is inevitable in teams, so learning how to manage conflict in your teams is important to its success. In their 2005 study, published in the Harvard Business Review, Weiss and Hughes say that conflict management works best when the parties involved in a disagreement are equipped to manage it themselves. They state at the very least, a good conflict resolution method will reduce transaction costs, such as wasted time and the accumulation of ill will. At best, it will bring innovation outcomes that are likely to emerge from discussions that draw on a multitude of objectives and perspectives. In their study on the impact of collaboration on teams' performance, Asbit states leadership is an important role in teams because leaders keep team members together and helps increase collaboration among employees by resolving their issues and conflicts.
It's important to understand where conflict comes from. According to Levi and Askey in their 2021 book, Group Dynamics for Teams, organizational, social, and individual conflict are the main like sources of conflict. Organizational conflict arises from competition over scarce resources, ambiguity over responsibilities, status differences among team members, and competitive reward systems. An example of this would be when a team member or all team members are not assigned specific roles, then therefore they do not understand who is doing what. Social conflict arises from tensions caused by interactions among team members and leadership. An example of this would be when people don't like how meetings are run or having poor team norms. Individual conflict arises from different backgrounds and demographics. So everyone is different, and because of these differences, conflict can arise. This could include having an idea of what to do or a specific approach to take that differs from how someone else might think or how they were raised or what culture they were brought up in. There's also different types of conflict. According to Levi and Askey, the three common types are task conflict, relational conflict, and process conflict. Task conflict arises from disagreements about ideas, opinions, and perspectives. This could include disagreeing about how a product looks. Relational conflict arises from interpersonal compatibilities, which can include personality clashes among teams or team members, leadership. For example, if one team member is very detail oriented and another has a more laid back attitude to their work. Process conflict um, includes how teams should complete tasks. For example, this could occur when a team is attempting to split up the workload and delegate tasks. If team members disagree about who should do what, this would be a process conflict.
Our conflict management approaches, Levi and Askey state that the approach that people take to manage conflict depends on their personalities, their social relations, and their particular situation. Levi and Askey also defined each five approach to conflict management in their 2021 book. Competing, which is aggressively imposing one's goal upon the group or individual. This can be helpful because it solves conflict quickly. However, not everyone's opinion will be heard. Collaborating is when both sides of a conflict have deep-rooted concerns as the team needs to search for solutions to satisfy everyone.
The compromising approach is one way to balance the goals of each participant and the relations among the teams, but everyone has to give in a little. This is helpful because it tries to be a win-win strategy. However, each group has to give up something, which can lead to lower satisfaction. The avoiding approach tries to ignore the issues or denies that there is any problem, which this could keep team members from having large arguments and doesn't actually solve anything. The accommodating approach includes some team members expressing initial disagreement, but then quickly suppressing any issues that they may have in order to maintain social relations. This would keep team relationships strong, but it doesn't address any problems at hand.
Our best approach was collaboration from what we chose. We think that collaboration is the best approach to managing conflict in a team because it allows both sides of a conflict to come up with a solution that actually satisfies their needs and not a solution that just fixes the problem for the time being. In their paper on conflict management styles and organizational performance in their analysis of conflict management styles, Kabani and Dalati state that collaboration is usually the preferred conflict resolution approach as it aims to create a solution that satisfies the significant needs of both parties involved. They argue that when collaboration is successful, individuals typically feel satisfied and excited about the resolution achieved. Cavani and Dalati further state that collaboration requires a thorough examination of the issue to uncover the fundamental interests of each party, ultimately leading to a resolution that accommodates both sets of needs.
They also state that collaboration may help teams understand differing perspectives, resolve conflicts over shared resources, or creatively address interpersonal challenges. Another well-regarded approach to conflict management in teams is compromise. In the 2004 study on virtual teams, Paul et al. Argue that collaboration is a more effective approach to conflict management than compromise because collaborative problem solving stabilizes conflict in the group. But when a compromise is utilized, the conflict is likely to recur in other forms. Conflict is common in teams, and it is important to understand how to approach it. The collaboration approach is the best one as a team, we think, because it utilizes long-term effects that satisfy both parties and helps them see different sides of the situation to solve the conflict. Thank you for watching our presentation.